Hey, it's JAY5948 here. If you go to PlayStation Network, I'm ranked in the top 10 in the world in Liar's Dice. I'm going to do some videos for YouTube on Liar's Dice. I'm running into a lot of people, they don't know the basic rules. This will be my basic how to play video. I'm also doing an advanced strategy video. I'll do a 6 men at the table video. There's a little bit different strategies between heads-up 2-player games and if you've got more people at the table, like 4 or 5 or 6 people. And then I'll do a gameplay video where we'll look at actual gameplay and we'll analyze it. If you got the original Red Dead Redemption, it taught you how to play Liar's Dice. But if you've got Undead Nightmare, this is one of my all-time favorite games. You get so much to do for $19. And you get the multiplayer dice and poker tables, but they never teach you the rules to Liar's Dice. So that's what this video is for. Okay, let's begin. Here's the basic rules of Liar's Dice. People think that because the name of the game is Liar's Dice, you have to lie. Forget the name. You end up lying half the time and telling the truth half the time. The thing that you need to know is the object of the game. The way to win, the object of the game, is to be the last person on the table with dice. So let's see how you can keep your dice and make other people lose their dice. The most important thing I can tell you is the rule of 2. I took 5 dice, I rolled them 100 times, and here's what I got. 76 times I got 2 of a kind. 16 times I got 3 of a kind. 8 times I got 1 of a kind. So almost 80% of the time I got a pair. That's really going to help you bid and guess what other people have if you know that 80% of the time the other guy's got 2 of a kind in his hand. Okay, let's walk through a Liar's Dice move. Let's keep it simple. We'll pretend 2 people are playing. Everybody's going to roll their 5 dice. You're going to roll the dice. Don't let anybody see what you got. Okay, the first person has to bid. Let's pretend he bids 1-5. Now you can do one of 3 things. You can say that person's lying, so you would say, I call your bluff. You can say his bid is exactly right, so you could bid spot on. Or you could bid higher, you could bid a 6, or you could bid 2 of a kind. But before we go any further, I want to stop. And I want to tell you the biggest thing, the biggest mistake I see in Liar's Dice. When you bid, or you guess the dice, you're not guessing this person's dice. You're guessing the total dice on the table. If there's 6 people playing, everybody's got 5 dice, somebody bids 4 6s, he's not bidding his dice, he's bidding for all 30 dice on the table. So that's a big thing you got to remember. You're not bidding or guessing your dice, you're not bidding or guessing his dice, you're guessing the total dice on the table. In this little 2-player game we're pretending to play, we've got 10 dice. Now usually when I play, the first thing I always do, I always lie about 2 of a kind. Now right now I've got 2 4s. And you know, I could bid 2 4s, it'd be a pretty good bid, but I'm going to lie and I'm going to say 2 3s. I don't have any 3s, but I'm going to say 2 3s. A lot of times what the person sitting across from me does is he'll have a 3 in his hand and he'll bid 3 3s. Immediately I call bluff. He would have to have 3 3s in his hand. Usually he's only got 1. So pretend I bid 2 3s. And pretend he bid higher and said 3 3s. I'll turn around and say bluff. Now he's got to come up with 3 3s. He's got 2 3s. He just lost a dice because he bid and he didn't have enough dice to back it up. So that's how you take somebody's dice. The person that loses the dice is going to be the first person to bid. And you keep going back and forth until all the dice are gone. Hopefully you're the last person with dice. Now let's actually look at some gameplay and walk through the game being played.
A higher bid has been placed. The player has called the bid spot on. Player believes the bid to be spot on. Player loses one die.